Hello friends, it's Wendy here. Happy Imbolc to those of us in the Northern Hemisphere and happy Lammas, Lunasa to those of you in the Southern Hemisphere. Yes, the wheel is turning and we've come to another one of our Wheel of the Year sacred days. So this is halfway, Imbolc and Lammas are both halfway between an equinox and a solstice. So Imbolc is halfway between winter solstice, Yule, and Ostara, spring equinox, and Lammas is midway between summer solstice, Litha, and autumn equinox, Mabon. So both are times of transition, moving from one stage into the next. So I'm going to talk a little about both festivals, and then I'm going to sing a song for each one. I'm wearing white in honor of Imbolc, and my altar is all white, and my goddess today represents Bridget, the Celtic goddess of wisdom and poetry, the goddess of the forge, of fire, solar goddess, and she's brave and feisty and creative. She's a wonderful ally for our creative journeys. And the white is really this sense of fresh new beginning that Imbolc brings in. So many flames, for all the flames of our creativity, all the ignition of nature just stirring below the surface. Winter is still present here in the Northern Hemisphere. I can look out my front window and I can see snow on the mountains out there. And any day now we'll get another snowfall. So winter's not over, but there are changes happening. Spring is suggesting her lovely presence. Buds are swelling on trees. There's definitely more birds around and a little bit of milder weather, though it's very unpredictable. That can change just like that, this Imbolc energy. So there's like a stored energy. It's like so strong, focused fire of this Imbolc that pushes through, that activates and ignites the seed below the surface. It might look as though nothing's happening, but underground secret miracles are happening. It's the equivalent, I guess, of the first crescent in the lunar cycle, that first hint, that's tiny slender crescent that says a new cycle has begun, new life is pushing forth. It's a wonderful and exciting time. I still have a broken arm and a cast on for one more week, actually 6 days, counting. So my Bridget's cross this year is slightly wonky. And I made it out of corn husks, rather than, usually I go down to the creek and I collect reeds, this is last year's, and make a cross, but I still can't drive and the roads are still crappy, so I can't get down to the creek. So I improvised, and really, as I mentioned in my blog, it's the intention behind our little magical crafts that really matter. Yes, pussycat, do you want to come say hi to everybody? Of course you do, the shadzy wadzy, his shadow. He's our beautiful boy. I've done you hot, gorgeous. Yeah, so corn husks, I just soaked them for a few minutes, tore them into strips, and on my blog I put a little, which I made a new website. That's my creative thing. So head just to wendyrule.com. There's a whole new website, and I made it myself using Bandzoogle, who were amazing. I can't recommend them highly enough. They're incredible. And so now I'm going to have a blog regularly, and I've got a link to how to make those and more info about Imbolc and Imbolc and Lammas. Lammas is the opposite festival. So in the Southern Hemisphere, the long summer has been stretching on, but Lammas comes along and says, well, it's not going to be here forever. Start getting ready. Start making your offerings to Mother Earth in the hope of a wonderful harvest. Loafmas, Lammas, that's where the word comes from, Old English. And it's a time for collecting the very first signs of the harvest, the very first bits of grain, the very first veggies from your garden, giving thanks and maybe even offering some back to Mother Earth, maybe leaving some out for the local animals. It's also a time for symbolically beginning to harvest the seeds that were planted, the seeds that were stirring at Imbolc are now ripe and ready to harvest at Lammas. So it's this beautiful dance above and below. So now I'm going to sing some songs. First, a song for Lammas. This is called, and also obviously I'm doing my very, very best with finger picking, but let's see. This is called The Harvest. It's track 1 on my Persephone album, and it's in the voice of Demeter. We can see this goddess as Demeter too, with a sense of bounty, goddess of the grain, goddess of the harvest. And this is before the whole story begins, before Persephone is abducted into the underworld, before Demeter's grief, the whole bit. So here she is in her field, golden, beautiful. Ripe grain, rice golden, sun on my body, golden my hair, resplendent, the bounty I share. Sweet bloom, bright meadow, dances my daughter, never again, forever, with flowers in her hair. A field of poppies and of wheat. My feet are dressed in scarlet petals, kiss the land. My hands with sheaves of barley and of on the earth and beauty wonders to behold, and gold the harvest. And now the very last track of Persephone, because the whole album of Persephone is about the turning of the wheel, is about the agricultural cycle. Life and death and life and death and life and death. Okay, my iPhone just ran out of storage, so I had to fix that, and now I'm back to sing this song called The Ascent, the very last song of Persephone, as I was saying. So Persephone has gone into the underworld. She's freaked out naturally, but she's found her feet. She's tapped into that innate inner wisdom that maidens so often represent in mythology and fairy tale. Think Red Riding Hood, Vasilisa, etc. So she's found her place in the underworld, but now she's called back because the wheel continues to turn. Hecate has come down and said, come on, darling, it's time to come back to surface. Winter is over. It's time to break through that inertia, to bravely push through into something new once again, to leave behind the familiar and create something new. So that's what Persephone has to do, to come back up to surface and once again be the springtime flower maiden. And in my version of it, as a Scorpio, she does so reluctantly. Here we go, The Ascent. And so this winter, that other sea of sorrow will soon be over, and I will mourn the shadow and lose the darkness that held me soft within his arms and leave my lover. Under the surface, I am as radiant as light. There is a beauty that's hidden deep within the night, and I have found it, but I am called away and don't wanna leave it. I don't wanna leave it. Once I was maiden, and I will maiden be again. And though the springtime will see me dancing with the flowers, and when I'm dancing, no other care will weigh my heart. I am resisting. Oh, blessed darkness, oh, blessed sanctuary of bone, where I have hidden, where I have come to be alone. Oh, blessed darkness, I am at one with you, and I must leave you. I must leave you. 6 for the darkness and 6 for the light. 6 for the darkness and 6 for the light. 6 for the darkness and 6 for the light. So a blessed Imbolc to those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, igniting that creative flame, and a blessed Lammas to those of you in the Southern Hemisphere. Enjoy your lavish first harvest. And don't forget to check out my website, wendyrule.com. I'm so proud of it. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know. And if you go to the blog section, I just put a blog up about Imbolc and Lammas. And yeah, I'd love to know what you think. I'm very proud of making my own freaking website. It was a lot of work. And it's a work in progress too. I've just started putting all the lyrics up. Persephone lyrics and Zero lyrics are up there at the moment. So check those out. Sending you so much love and magic.